I mean, it's ratcheting out of control at such a rate now. I'm not quite sure if anybody can get it back under control. Are you?
Well, the only way we're going to do it, Mike, is if there are serious deterrents that prevent people from coming here in the first place. There's simply no point in tinkering at the margins and suggesting, for example, as the Prime Minister did over the weekend, that the rules for processing migrants, for asylum seekers, should change and we should do it quicker. All that means is that more people will be let in quicker. That's all it means. And it remains unclear how we're able to remove those who might be rejected, and also, of course, how will it stop them from coming again? So the central problem is we do not have right now any kind of policy that stops people from going, Britain is a soft touch, I'm going to come over and try my luck.
Right. And we don't have any way of sort of repelling them, it seems to me, as well. And this morning we see from the front page of The Sun that we've now got one of the ISIS sort of members of the Beatles, as they were called, but a guy who's known as Jihadi Ringo, who's serving time in an American prison, saying he'd like to be transferred to a UK prison in order to have a slightly better life.
Well, it's a charming thought. I mean, at least he won't be arriving on a small boat in this instance. But look, the reality is he's not a British citizen anymore. His nationality was, rather, his citizenship was stripped of him in 2018. He's a Sudanese citizen. Why would we take him back? Right. He can ask what he wants. I would hope on this one, the government's going to be utterly resolute and tell whoever's asking, whether it's him or even the Trump administration, that they will not be accepting him in this country.
Yeah. I mean, it is ludicrous, isn't it? We're even considering it. I mean, because it takes us all back to the kind of the conversation we have continually about Shamima Begum. I know that we've taken lots of people back who went to the Middle East and got involved with ISIS and then suddenly found themselves in refugee camps. And I think there's about 200 or 300 of them that have come back to Britain under the radar, if you like, and have been admitted back here and are living ordinary lives. Shamima Begum, of course, is a sort of, a special case, if you like, because she's a sort of celebrity jihad ISIS member. But all of these people who went away to fight and do horrible, ghastly, awful things on behalf of ISIS should never be allowed back to this country, in my view.
No, I'd agree with you. I mean, all these people are guilty of treason. They signed up, essentially, for a foreign nation, because that's what ISIS declared it was, foreign country, which was at war with this country. It's absolute grade A treason. We have no reason to bring these people back, and particularly, obviously, in the cases where you can strip citizenship from them because they have another citizenship they can gain access to, we should have done that wholesale across the board.
Yeah, of course. And there should be surely clear lines written out and drawn up. We shouldn't be subjected to, and I know this is a sort of overarching conversation about human rights laws and international justice, courts of justice, because that's what Nigel Farage wants to attack. But, surely it should be straightforward enough to say we will not admit these people back into this country. They have decided to go and join a terrorist organisation, which makes them criminals for a start, and therefore, sorry, but thanks, but no thanks.
Well, exactly. And I think, thankfully, in the Shamima Begum case, of course, the courts totally agreed with that. They went, at every opportunity, they agreed and said the government was right to have done so, or was legal to have done so. There was no reason not to. And as a result, the principle has been established quite clearly that this is a viable thing for a government to do. So I would hope, indeed, that anyone who falls into that boat is wholesale stripped of their citizenship before they can try and come back. Because I can guarantee you, that if they do try and come back as a citizen, they probably will be allowed back in.
Yeah. And just on a broader note, on that piece you wrote in the Mail this week with regards to kind of general immigration policy, Nigel Farage got up and made a very convincing case, I think everybody would believe, everybody would say, yesterday, and talks about, the fact that we are not any longer going to put up with any of this kind of patsiness. We're going to take the view that basically, like Tony Abbott when he was Australian Prime Minister, if you come here illegally, you will be sent back on a boat or on some kind of form of transport immediately, because you will be not considered for asylum if you are not coming here legally. And the sort of Overton window, if you like, has moved, hasn't it? Because we've now got people like Jack Straw and David Blunkett more or less agreeing with him.
It's extraordinary. The movement on the Labour side of this debate around the ECHR and whether we should stay in it It's absolutely extraordinary. You've got grandees like that. You've got MPs now starting to say they have great problems with the treaty. It seems that the movement has definitely risen, and it's kind of been driven by Nigel Farage. There's no doubt about it. And if we think about where we were, say, at the start of the year compared to where we were now, it's a dramatic difference. And I think the ECHR debate has moved dramatically on. I mean, 6 months ago, most people were saying, oh, we shouldn't leave even. Now, at the very least, people are saying it needs to be revised. Yeah. And the very most they're saying we should get out straight away. So it just shows that concerted campaigning on an issue which has caught the public imagination because of the nature of the crisis can make a massive difference to how that issue plays out politically.
Yes, absolutely right. Dr. Alan Mendoza, good to talk to you. Thanks very much indeed. Executive Director of the Henry Jackson Society.